Alliance Wars Season 19 looks a little bit funky. Alliance Quest tickets are being, well, sort of refunded to a degree. And finally, let's talk about this leaks drama situation, shall we? Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Friday. Didn't upload yesterday, wasn't feeling too great, but it doesn't matter because we've got a lot of stuff that Deepak unpacked, and Deepak Chopra, whatever I'm talking about, is utter nonsense apparently. But before we get into that juicy, spicy news, I just want to give a thanks, and many thankses. I don't know what. I've lost the plot. See, this illness has now mean that I can't speak properly. Let's hope by the end of the video I end up speaking normally. But yeah, thank you to the on-screen patrons, YouTube members, and as well Twitch subs. And if you do want to give a free Twitch sub, you can do if you have an Amazon Prime account. A link of how to is in the description as well on screen at the moment, and I'll try and put a more up-to-date thing that I think benefits a lot of people, but I got a lot on at the moment. It's life's difficult at times. But whilst I'm lying in my bed and thoughts are running through my head, and there's a lot of thoughts running through my head, I want to give a thanks to the Angels, which that's the Robbie Williams song, and the angels of my channel, which are obviously those people, the very kind support through the membership schemes, subs and Patreon, but as well you watching at home that comes back and supports the videos, hitting the like button, subscribing, post notifications on all that usual stuff, and getting involved with the comment section. It's always nice to kind of like see some familiar faces in the comment section as well, so thank you very much. So I woke up this morning to see this Alliance ticket update, and this could be quite helpful for players, obviously, because we're still waiting 2 months, well, 1 month and a bit until some changes can be actually put in. We've got this info here to say that as we examine a new Alliance tickets method for joining maps, we have found that the cost for this was not being fairly shared by alliances who were running multiple battle groups across different maps, with some alliance members incurring all the costs associated with their higher map difficulties and others not contributing any costs. To correct this, we will be manually refunding the difference in Alliance tickets cost in summoners at the conclusion of each week from June 19th to August 3rd. This will allow you to continue your Alliance quest without interruption as we fix the issue. Which, as you know, was a massive oversight when it came to putting in this type of ticketing system. Although I'm not a massive fan of this, at least, you know, Kabam are making an effort to go, look, we've got to address this in some fashion so that players are not completely out of pocket with this kind of stuff. When I say out of pocket, I mean out of pocket based on resources rather than monetary side of things. Next up, and yesterday we found out there's going to be some changes to Alliance Wars seasons, and I don't know, like, I thought the part of the roadmap there was going to be more extensive changes, but I don't know if this is actually what I was hoping for, because I don't think it really was. But let's have a look at this. From a map change perspective, I like it, especially when you look at the intermediate, hard, challenger and expert, because there's a real kind of bottleneck issue that's always around the center point, and you always know it's like, you know, people put the same 2 champions there to then get to the section and then go over portal across and then go to other bits. So at least it kind of improves this section here, the mid section, for alliance-based camaraderie to then obviously branch off and do what they need to do. So yeah, I guess that's like a cool little improvement there. Now it looks like there's going to be some added extras, like there's going to be extra buffs, and there's stuff like on the nodes which I don't know if they're kind of like, it can be seen as improvements of where they're going to be placed, but these are things that only through trial and error and you actually getting into grind, kind of going up against the stuff where you kind of go like, is this fair, is this right, is this doable? And we'll have to wait until season 19 to find out, or when the Alliance Wars, this drops on, I think the 24th of June. Now, one of the most major things is that the matchmaking is going to change. Now, this will affect a lot of alliances, with even Kabam saying right here that they're going to reduce alliances' war rating by 50%. This is in order to try and get players or get alliances back up to the same kind of levels, which again, it's one of these things that I don't know if I can overly see it in principle, because it's like saying, right, well, if you've got top alliances, you know, master tier alliances dropping by 50%, and then obviously everyone is kind of going back to, well, it wouldn't be a level playing field, but at least kind of dropping down. What will that kind of benefit anything? Will it kind of do anything for Alliance War seasons? Will the same alliances be right at the very top in Master, in Platinum 1, etc.? I don't know. And the same thing obviously with lower alliances as well. Will you see a notable improvement or difference, obviously based on this big change? As I said at the start of this coverage of this particular post, there was some stuff that I was not happy about at all, and stuff that I was kind of like, well, apprehensive about. If the future includes things like attack tactics and as well stuff that you can then take on certain things, so say the enemy does flow, but then you have a counter tactic or an attack tactic that then has some kind of like bearing of nullifying that, then that could be really cool, because then you'll just kind of like, you'll not go up against that terrible stuff that comes from that particular node, and obviously the champions that obviously you put on it. But that's cool. If you handle the attack tactics, you can, you know what, not prepare, because obviously you're doing guesswork to go, oh, I'm going to throw this attack tactic to then take on this. I'm going to have to stop saying attack tactic, because it's just going to be like, say it several times and I'll just will mess it up. But in any case, rewards changes, and as well Alliance solo events, Alliance War solo events. 2 extra things that are nice little extras to this whole kind of situation. So yeah, that's cool. Alliance camaraderie improved, or improving, and as well what seems to be the future. It's not going to be now, it looks like it's not going to be sorted in the next month, but definitely if those things are going to benefit me and also take away the stuff that I don't like about Alliance Wars, then that's a small positive, a little baby step of positive. So we'll see what happens with this. Next up, and the roadmap. Now, as a lot of you know, the roadmap was put out, information of the roadmap was put out over the last couple of days. So something to bear in mind is that, as Kaban Mike says in this forum post, if you feel we've missed something, let us know in this thread. It may already be in one of the posts and not called out here. We may still have a time to add it in one of these. It may just not be on the radar at this time. So that's something to bear in mind, guys. I know that the information's out there, but again, like Kabam are trying to get the dialogue out from people just to say, look, if there's an area not covered in the part 1, which addresses quests, in the part 2, which addresses alliance-based stuff, part 3 that addresses champions, and part 4 which identifies and looks at things when it comes to the future of the game, obviously to these various modes. So it could be something in particular that's slotted into one of these things. Then obviously respond back to that forum post, link is in the description down below. Okay, so now I want to talk about leaks and fake news. 2 parts to this one. First part talks about the CCP side of things. Second part when it comes to the fake news around the 4th of July side of things and what damage that does. So first and foremost, the kind of the CCP side of things is that I'm disappointed in whoever this person is. Well, obviously they're a coward, because they're not going to go and say it was me that delivered information to one person, and then obviously it then got delivered around on the lineup. And look, that's the thing. When something is leaked like that, it's fair game. I don't know if there's been a false narrative put on that there's a problem from me to whatever person wants to make content on leaks. That's fine. If it's leaked, there's nothing that Kabam can do about it. It's just the case they've got to ramp up embargoes, or they've got to put out the content themselves just to kind of like give the full information, because that line message only had, well, it had a good amount of things that it covered, but it wasn't extensive enough to go into detail, which was again the false narrative that was there to say, look, Kabam were doing a roadmap, but it didn't 100% address everything that players had in that general feedback, which it still doesn't really have now. You've just got to wait till those respective dates to find out more info. The next point I want to talk about is information sharing. Now, that is something that is kind of important, but as well, it's at the person's own discretion. So it's not like something I'm getting completely at this person for, but it's one of these things we're going, look, if you have information on something where somebody you believe or you assume somebody in the CCP has got information out to the public that they shouldn't have done, then it's important to like get in contact with somebody in the CCP, or if not, like on Twitter or Kabam, like get in contact with Kabam Mike, Kabam Thel. Lots of Kabam members are on Twitter. If you then at them with that information, then it is important to kind of then go, right, well, we're bringing this person to justice because what they've done theoretically is wrong. I've even been contacted by people that don't have any intention of joining the CCP, could join the CCP, don't like Kabam that much, and as well will be critical about Kabam, and as well have been incredibly helpful in giving information as to like this situation, which, you know, is incredibly valuable. Now, I'm well aware of a few kind of posts, whether or not it be forums, blog posts, YouTube videos, social media, you know, the list goes on of like, I've seen like a few things here or there that people have had to say on the matter. Let me just be perfectly frank. Once data mined information and as well leaked information is out, it's fair game to make content on. I'm not disputing that. And as well, Kabam would probably go like, well, this is annoying, but it has to be out there. Unless Kabam wanted to go down the route of cease and desist, which if you don't think that a company won't search you out to do cease and desist by the means of either going, right, well, you register your address to social medias, you register your address everywhere, and as well, obviously you have no paper trail, then let's face it, they will find you and they will give you a cease and desist regardless. However, though, that's not what I'm kind of coming to the point of. It's just basically saying that, look, if you're doing stuff for personal gain and obviously want to clap back at some of the stuff that's going on, I'm not in the mood for that. But I have welcomed some of these people to talk privately and publicly about some of the extra matters and maybe some of the incorrect information or incorrect assessments that they have in their kind of posts. It's up to you what you want to do with that information. Do you want to like say, look, I've found this, guys, do you want to have a look at this? Even like if you don't want to speak to a CCP member, copy in Kabam, speak to Kabam, send a ticket to Kabam, send like information to them if you think you've outed somebody for, you know, doing the wrong deed. Okay, well, we do have an issue and something to talk about, and that is the fake news side of things. This is part 2 of the story. And as you can see here, Kabam Mike is basically responding back to the 4th of July leaked deals that was going to be put out, and the fact that it is not real. This again presents the issue, like obviously going back to the information that was posted from the roadmap early, and yeah, like assume it's from the CCP, then obviously yeah, it could be from the CCP, so therefore it could be accurate. But the same thing could be said that now this opens a precedent and a door to go, look, oh, well, if this source who gave that CCP leaked information now leaks fake 4th of July stuff, or kind of like is told by somebody this comes from the CCP or this comes from somewhere. And by the way, Kabam would never consult us when putting out deals like this. But here's the thing, like by doing this, you create false expectations, and you create false expectations because then people go like, oh, so you're going to let us down then, Kabam? Oh, is it going to be better than it was? Are we expecting it to be better? And I'm not saying that that's the case that you're meant to feel that, but it's the case you create that. You create this kind of like, okay, well, we're gonna get this. Are we actually gonna get it? Like don't post stuff unless you know it's 100% concrete information to be sharing. And if it isn't, then take it down very quickly if you then found out this to be fake. Okay, so I want to end now on something wholesome to see you through into the weekend. So first and foremost, this piece of art. Initially, this one is done by Sonic Speed 04. Now, I know he's got an Instagram. If I find it, I will put it in the description. I have done in the past, but if you can get in contact with me on Discord and just send it to me again so I can find it, because I can't find it for some reason. But this is a Wolverine that's done really well. Obviously, you've got the 3 slashes each side and looks really cool. Obviously, as a Wolverine fan, I really like the way this is put together with the coloring, and as well, obviously, the little mouth kind of the grr there. Next up, and Newland's Theory has done some new MCOC art, which I got to be honest, first of all, when I saw this, I thought it was something else. So I thought something else was happening here. Got to be honest, that's because, like, you know, yeah, anyway, moving on. It's done really well. Look, this is the black and white piece. This is the kind of like variant cover version where where Cyclops is going after the Grandmaster. It is fantastic. It is so well done, and yeah, props. Every time I see these, I'm just like completely amazed by how well they're put together. And now on to our final wholesome story, which is this one here. This is Catastrophe. I always say this wrong. I can't say catastrophe. I just said it. Right, okay. Well, there guys, said it. It's done. And this is a little kitty. This is a little kitty and Marvel Contest of Champions. It's adorable. Look, it's wholesome. It's a Friday. We love this. It's a kitten playing Marvel Contest of Champions. It's adorable, damn it. Now that has been Marvel Contest of Champions news. Obviously, I bear no ill will to many of the people that may be, well, you know, annoyed or frustrated by this situation. It was never my intent, so I don't know. In any case, check out some new content over here. I'm feeling a lot better, so I should be pumping out the videos again very, very soon. Today and tomorrow and Sunday, and then back next week. Check out some other stuff there, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.